All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. Now, we're in the middle of the trading day. The trading day has not ended yet, but a lot has gone on. So I want to go through the big board, and I want to go through the charts, and I want to talk about what's happening. So we talk about Bitcoin and the miners all the time on this channel. If you're new to the channel or you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified every time we put out a video. Also, if you could smash the like button, I would appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. I am doing a live stream today after the market closes. Today is Wednesday. So if you've watched this video, I'm over there on a live stream probably right now. So you're welcome to join us. And lastly, if you want to join the channel, you can become a member by hitting the join button on the YouTube page, and it should be right next to the subscribe button. If you don't see that, then it will be down below in the description. Members get some members only content. Once a week we do a members only live stream. That's every Tuesday, so we did that yesterday. On that live stream, members get to pick a company for me to do a deep dive video on that's for members only. Let's get to Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the big board. So again, this is the middle of the trading day, and this thing has been so volatile. Remember, I've been saying since coming into the year 2023, volatility is the word for the year 2023. We just experienced a lot of very, very green days. Well, so far today has been very red. Now, by the time you see this, for all I know, there's been a reversal because it's been that kind of a market. But at the moment, I just want to show you, we celebrated a lot of green days. A lot of these miners have already doubled or more in the year 2023. But today, we're getting some negative price action based on very small moves in Bitcoin. When we get to the chart, I'll show you why I think that is. But you'll see the volatility continues. We're red almost across the board. So let's talk about the outlier. DigiHost is up 10.5%. DigiHost has been raging. DigiHost has like tripled in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, outside of that, you're going to see red. Now, yesterday we had a nice green day. Almost every single one of these miners gave back everything they got yesterday. And remember, that was on an 8% increase for Bitcoin from the end of the trading day Friday to the end of the trading day yesterday. So Bitfarms, which was up 2% yesterday, is down 8.5% today. And I will note that puts them at exactly $1. They have 3 trading days in a row where they've closed at $1 or above, and that streak is in jeopardy today, so we'll see where they close today. If they close below $1, then they have to start all over. They need to get 10 consecutive days trading above $1 in order to regain compliance with the NASDAQ. You'll see HUT was up 16%. It's down 15% today, so that basically washed away. Hive was up 5 or 6% yesterday. It's down 13% today. So that's actually a net negative. CleanSpark's down 4%. Riot is down 7.7%. So it's down more today than it was up yesterday. And Marathon's down 13.86% today. So it's down more today than it was up yesterday. For the indefinite future and until further notice, we are going to have volatility to the upside and to the downside. And most of the time, it's going to be outsized versus what happens to Bitcoin. So with this board, you would think that Bitcoin absolutely tanked. But let's go take a look at the Bitcoin chart because we're actually only down maybe 2% today. Okay, so this Bitcoin chart on the 15-minute time frame, as always, there's an orange line where Bitcoin was when the equity markets closed yesterday. So you can see yesterday we were at around 21,395 when the US equity markets closed. So from that point until right now in the middle of the trading day here, we're down about 2%. So I just want to show you we had a very similar thing happen 2 days in a row here for whatever that's worth. There's a little bit of a trend going. If I go back to yesterday, this green candle and this red candle right here were the two 15-minute candles prior to the market opening. So Bitcoin ran up about 1.75% in the half hour prior to the US equity markets opening. That was its high for the day. It never got back there the rest of the day. That immediately reversed and then really ended up just about sideways on the day from open to close. You'll see we opened here and then we closed here. So, you know, that was less than 1%. So the same thing happened this morning. So in the 45 minutes prior to the equity markets opening in the US this morning, we were up 1.95%. So yesterday that was 1.75%. So that's a very specific, very small window of time to have a big run up and then an immediate reversal. And that happened 2 days in a row. Now, today, when we had a reversal, we actually went much lower than we did yesterday. However, I'm going to show you a line of support that I think caught us, and we bounced off of that and we moved back to the upside. So we're trading within a range. This is still all way above where we had previously been trading for, a month and a half or 2 months, down just under $17,000. So, okay, so if I go to the 4-hour time frame, this helps clarify things a little bit. You'll see this line down here, there's a blue line at 16,875. We were trading right on this line for days and days, actually for almost about a month. Once we broke out of this, from there to this morning's high, that's about up 28%. So, we've been on a nice little run for the last couple of weeks. This is really only 10 days. So Bitcoin's up 28% in the last 10 days. I have been saying on the channel, we're long overdue for some type of pullback. I think we're in the middle of a relief rally. I still think that relief rally is not over. So quickly, if I look at the RSI on the 4-hour time frame, you'll see on January 13th, this got all the way to 92.5. So 70 is considered overbought, which means you're due for a pullback. Very rarely does it run up too much past 70. Well, this ran all the way up to 92. Since then, we have been sliding down on the 4-hour time frame. So this is getting very near to neutral. We're now at 56% on the 4-hour time frame. I think, we could even bounce off of 50. That would be reasonable if we still maintain this at least relief rally. So we're getting pretty close on the 4-hour time frame to maybe seeing the next leg up. Now, obviously, if 50 doesn't hold and we pull all the way down to 30, which is where oversold is considered, there is that possibility. So, we're going to have to see how this goes. But let's look at the 1-day time frame. Okay, so before we even look at the actual chart, I want to go straight to the RSI. You're going to say right now, today, the RSI is down to 83.2. That is still massively overbought territory. So on the daily time frame, Bitcoin very rarely ever gets even to 70, which is overbought. I have a blue line at around 61.5. That line has held for quite some time, really the entire year 2022, and you'll see if I go backwards, it's been several years since we've been up at the RSI levels that we are right now. If this relief rally continues, we may hang out around here. At least this has given a tiny bit of pullback, and you saw on the 4-hour time frame, we've had a pretty considerable pullback to maybe have what I think at this point is going to be either the second last leg or the last leg of this relief rally, if the relief rally continues at all. So we're absolutely at an inflection point, and with the RSI this high, we are due for a healthy pullback sooner than later. So again, I still hold out hope that we're going to get to, maybe 22.5 with the outside chance of getting to 25,000 on this bull run, but we may have some pullbacks in the middle. It may not necessarily be in a straight line. Okay, so then if you look at the actual chart on the 1-day time frame, you'll see this blue line up here at 21,478, this is where Bitcoin was just prior to the FTX situation unfolding. So with a big giant U, we have finally erased the damage done by the FTX situation, which was short-term for Bitcoin. So the question is, can we go up from here? So I'm going to look at something that I almost never, ever look at. I use the Fibonacci retracement tool, so because there's a few lines there that actually do look like they're important right now, so I'm going to go to that. I essentially did the retracement back from the August highs. This gold line, this is the 61.8% line. So that is a very strong line on the Fibonacci levels, and you'll see we are running right into it. We've touched really 4 out of the last 5 days. We've bumped into this line, and it has held as resistance. So that's the bad news. The good news is you'll see today in this one daily candle, we retraced all the way back down to the 50% line, and that held. So that's why I'm looking at these Fibonacci's today, and I typically don't look at this, but today's candle is almost perfectly bouncing from one line to the next. So, and it looks to me like we've bounced off of this 50% line, and this held because we are now way up from there. So I do think this lands us a chance of maybe taking another run at this line and breaking through. So you can see if we can break out to the upside from there, there's not much resistance all the way up until about 23,169 is where this is at. I do have some other lines of resistance of my own between here and then, but let's see if we can break out of this first. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I think that is the key. Can we break out of this line and take the next leg up, or are we so overbought? You saw the daily RSI. Are we so overbought at this point that we're going to have to take a breather and have some of these indices reset in order to take the next leg up? Or lastly, is this it? Is that the end of the relief rally? Because from the bottom to where we are now to the top, is just under a 40%. So 40% is pretty typical relief rally. We had 2 relief rallies last year. They were both between 40 and 45%. So it is possible that this one has done its thing and it's run its course. However, I do feel like the FTX situation put us to an unnaturally low spot. So I'm just not sure this is an actual relief rally per se, as much as it is just recovering from the FTX situation. And that took well over 2 months. So that's where everything's at right now. We'll have to see where all these numbers end at the end of the day, but right now it looks like the volatility is going to be to the downside today. Another extremely volatile day. I expect these to keep coming. It's been pretty much every single trading day in the year 2023 so far. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.